Now she's studying stock options. If you want to study stock options with us, feel free to go to drboyceprime.com. And if you want to learn options from A to Z, Prime is focused on income. But if you want to learn options from top to bottom, A to Z, then feel free to go to drboycecoin.com. The URL is above my head, drboycecoin.com. All right, so let's keep reading the definition of capitalism here so we can really understand what this means. Um, in this system, prices, wages, and the allocation of resources are largely determined by markets, while individuals and firms operate in competition with one another. Capitalism also relies, pay attention, also relies on legal frameworks that protect private property, enforce contracts, and support the accumulation and the investment of capital. So, in order for a capitalist system to really work well, you have to have the protection of that property. One of the reasons that people like to invest in the United States is because we've always had structure and the rule of law. And that means that if you own a factory, if you're Japanese and you own a factory in the US, the government can just come in and nationalize your factory and take it away from you. Some countries have done that. You invest in certain places, it can just be nationalized. That happened to me. That's what sort of caused me to have pause about investing in China. Was I had a massive investment in a company in China called Tekadu, and the government just came in and nationalized it, and I lost a lot of money. Right, so this can happen. So the U.S. is a great place to invest because they don't really tend to do things like that, and they tend to allow you to enforce your contracts. They also allow you to they support the accumulation of capital. They create rules of the road that allow for a really powerful, very liquid stock market where you can go in there, 5 days a week and sell your assets near the full market value. Now, I want you to compare that to your private business. Let's say you start a business with your cousin and you're selling shea butter on the weekends and you make good money, but then you say, we want to get out of the shea butter business and we want to sell this business. Well, there's a hard process you have to go through to sell that business. It's not a liquid asset. It's not easy. It's not like you can walk out and just sell it in 20 minutes. You would have to spend time searching, pay what they call search costs to find a buyer, and you'd have to go through. There's a lot of what they call information asymmetry issues as well that have to be resolved, meaning that you know a lot about the business and they don't. So they'd have to do a due diligence process where they got to go through with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that you're not selling them a ticking time bomb. The stock market alleviates a lot of that because they have rules in the public markets. Companies have to reveal information about themselves on a regular basis, file these quarterly reports. If you own stock in IBM, you can sell it in 30 seconds. You make an investment, you can get out of the deal very quickly, but you're still an owner, right?